So recently on my social media, specifically Instagram, I've been posting a lot of the meals that I've been having throughout the week. And a lot of them are like very large meals, right? That are very calorific, right? And so I've gotten a lot of people that are saying, "Oh, how are you having this much food if you're trying to lose weight?" And so today I'm gonna exactly just talk about how I have cheat meals every single week while still losing weight. And so the biggest thing that we need to go over is that when you're looking at fat loss and weight loss, and looking at calories in versus calories out, the biggest thing that matters is not your caloric deficit on a daily basis, because sure, that's important at some point. Like, okay, today I had a 500 calorie deficit, or today, oh no, I had a 200 calorie surplus, right? Like, sure, that's gonna tell you about how much fat you lost or gained on a single day. But I feel like a more accurate way to look at it is on a weekly or even a monthly basis, because you're realistically not going to eat the same amount of calories every single day. So it's going to be a much better indicator of how your weight is going to trend over the longer period of time. And so let's say your maintenance calories are around 3,000 calories, okay? Just to make the numbers easy. And you're trying to be realistic and you're trying to set a very achievable weight loss goal. So you're going to go around a 500 calorie deficit, right? On just per day. Cool. But the thing is, if you want to fit in cheat meals where a lot of people do that, right? And the reason why people add cheat meals is because, first of all, it kills a lot of cravings. It reduces a lot of diet fatigue that you build up throughout the week. Because let's say you stay at 2,500 calories, even though you maintain at 3,000, your body at some level will signal a lot of hunger hormones because it realizes that it's slowly losing its fat stores and its body tissue in order to actually sustain your body functioning, right? Because you're not getting enough calories from the food, right? There's not enough energy from the food that you're consuming, and so it's slowly losing a part of itself. Cool. So it's actually signaling a lot of hormones in order to make you want to eat more so that you actually sustain your body weight. Cool. But if you do that every single day for a long period of time, it's just slowly going to build up. You're going to develop and accumulate this thing called diet fatigue, where like by the end of a fat loss phase, you're just so tired and so fatigued, right? It's in the name, but so fatigued from being in a calorie deficit that you just increase your chance of actually binge eating and going off track. And ultimately just rebounding and going to the weight that you started at when you first started losing weight. And so that's why a lot of people, or that's why I at least, started implementing cheat meals throughout my week. And it's just because, again, it reduces a lot of diet fatigue. It kills a lot of my cravings because I don't have to eat the same meal prep that I have throughout the week. I can change a few things depending on what I want to eat that day while still hitting protein goals. And also the third thing is just like really getting a lot of carbs in, right? And that's because it's gonna fuel my glycogen stores in my body. My muscles are gonna look pumped, but also I'm gonna feel psychologically sane for the next few days, right? So I typically have it like on like a Sunday, because I start my training week on a Monday, and like usually Monday and Tuesday are very hard training days, right? Because it's the start of the week, and so I'll have all my my cheat meal and my high carb days on a Sunday, so that I feel very pumped for Monday and Tuesday. I can have really good workouts where I'm actually keeping and sustaining my training exercise, my training intensity, right? So that I'm actually maintaining my muscle throughout a fat loss phase. Okay, so exactly how do I make it work while still losing weight? Is that you want to focus on, like we said, a caloric deficit, but on a weekly basis. So if we're trying to lose a pound of fat a week, which is where I recommend most people start, anything less just might make your fat loss phase way too long, because most people have like over 10 pounds of fat to lose. And so you don't want to be doing it more than like 15 weeks at a time, 20 weeks at a time. You're just going to develop way too much fatigue. And you don't want to do it too extreme anyways, right? Like I've tried the 1,000 calorie daily deficit, and I would just go off track. I'd binge eat every week, every 2 weeks, and like that would just counteract the calorie deficit that was in anyways. And so around 500 calories for most people, unless you're really, really confident and you've done this before where you've done 1,000 calorie or like a 750 calorie deficit a day and you've actually stuck to it for a long period of time. Otherwise, just stick to 500. It's a lot more realistic for most people. Even less, honestly, is fine once you're first starting, and then you slowly ramp it down, or ramp it up, in terms of deficits. Cool. So again, 500 calorie deficit a day, because it'll add up to 3,500 calories of deficit per week, which should be around 1 pound of fat. Assuming that you're training hard, getting enough protein, you shouldn't be losing much muscle at all, right? Because our deficit isn't too extreme anyways. So again, most people would keep the same calories every single day. And so if you're maintaining at 3,000, they would just eat 2,500 calories every single day, right? But what I started doing was that, let's say instead of going on a 500 calorie deficit throughout the week, I'd like do maybe like 700 calorie deficit or 750 calorie deficit every single day. Like let's say from Monday to Saturday or Monday to Friday, right? So let's just say Monday to Saturday, I'm going on a 750 calorie deficit, which is a bit higher than what I said, right? It's like, I don't know if, like, it might be less sustainable for most people, but what you're trading for that is that your Sunday will get those calories instead, right? So instead of going on 2,500 calories throughout the week, you'll go around 2,250, which is 750 calorie deficit every single day. So if you multiply that by 6, like the extra 250 calories times 6, that's an extra 1,500 calories of deficit that you're doing between Monday and Saturday. Now what you can do is add those 1,500 calories onto your Sunday. And so if your Sunday was originally 2,500, you add 1,500, your Sunday just eventually became a 4,000 calorie day, right? So you're actually on a 1,000 calorie surplus on Sunday. Imagine what that does to your body hunger hormones. You're not hungry anymore because 4,000, hopefully, if you're eating the right type of foods, they're not very calorie dense, then you should be able to kill off all your hunger. Maybe there's a few things that you've been craving, like whatever, sushi or like a few slices of pizza, right? As long as it's not too calorific and it's not like 3 slices are like 2,000 calories, and then you actually have not killed your hunger hormones. Yeah, with the 4,000 calories, you can also get in like 400, 500 grams of carbs. You replenished somewhat a big portion of your glycogen stores, and you're just going to feel a lot better for the next 2 or 3 days. And that way it's just going to push you a lot further throughout the week before you actually develop some sort of fatigue. Another thing you can do is just distribute that between 2 days. So like, let's say you want to do it on Saturday and Sunday. And so instead of adding 1,500 onto Sunday, you do 750 on Sunday, 750 on Saturday. So that amounts to like 3,250 calories for both Saturday and Sunday. That way you're still a little bit above maintenance for both days. And that way you can go into the weekend knowing you have a lot of calories to spare, and it just helps a lot, right? But that's exactly what I've been doing for the last at least 1 month, and it's been nice just because I've been developing a lot more diet fatigue, and I'm just like slowly getting tired of losing weight, so that I just started implementing this, and it's killed my cravings a lot. It's just because usually, I know personally, I'm really busy throughout the week, so it's very hard for me, or it's a lot harder for me to go off track and go on a crazy surplus throughout the week. But I know on the weekend when I'm a lot less busy, I'm at home more, I'm by the kitchen a lot more, especially Saturday, Sunday. That's when I tend to actually go off track. So just knowing I have calories to spare, like on Saturday and Sunday, helps me a lot mentally. And I go into Monday, into the next week, feeling very refreshed and actually having really great workouts in the first part of the week. And so that's exactly what I've been doing. In the next video, I'm going to talk about exactly how I structure my cheat meal days so that I still eat healthy and I stay within my caloric limits. But if you want to learn more on exactly how to lose weight while staying healthy and not tanking your health, then just click the first link in the description. It's my course that teaches you to do exactly all of that. Hopefully, I'll see you there.